Hi there, welcome to our page, Wholesome Sexuality. If you have not subscribed, I don't believe you. Go and subscribe right now, all right? This whole page and ministry is built around providing wholesome, advice and support to people sexually. So much bad advice out there, as regards sex. The image is bad, the idea is bad, but however, this page is here to help you bring wholesome materials sexually. And today, it's a very special day. We have a couple that will talk about their first experience sexually. They both married as virgins. Yeah, people don't know those things they happen. And they're going to share with us a bit about their experience. So, ladies and gentlemen, meet Mr. and Mrs. or Pastor and Mrs. Is it okay? Oh, okay. Okay. Pastor and Mrs. Okay. Now, Pastor Chikezie okay is he's a business person and he's also a pastor. He's also a minister of the gospel, but he's a business person. Runs a very big moving and haulage and logistics business, I believe. All right. And on my left is our own in-house sexologist. She's one of our trained sexologists in the house. Her name is Vera. Okay. So nice to have you guys on the show.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right. They are very shy, as you can see. But you have to understand for them. All right? All right. So do people still marry as virgins? Does this still happen in our world?
Yes, it does. People actually still get married as virgins against all odds, because the population of people that don't marry as virgins is actually lower than the ones that marry as virgins. But because nobody is speaking up, the ones that are not virgins are louder than the virgins. So, and you can understand, because people don't want to talk about it and stuff like that. So yes, people still get married as virgins. We still have people that are saying that we are virgins, so what do we do? How do we prepare and stuff like that? Yes.
So what do you guys feel somehow, as in, what's the experience like? Do you feel somehow that you married as virgins? Do you still feel shy about it? Do you feel embarrassed about it sometimes?
With each other or with the world?
Both.
Interestingly for me, there are days that I'm with my wife and I'm giggling. She will not, what's the issue? She will not ask me that, what's the issue? I say, it's me that is touching woman like this. So, as in after almost 10 years, it's still like still has that feeling till now, really.
Okay. Shy with him, I had to grow out of it. Because on my wedding night, I took off my wedding dress in the bathroom, struggled out of my wedding dress and dressed up and came out. So with him, I've grown out of it. To the world, we're talking about it now.
Yeah.
I tell people it's possible. If I could do it.
Okay, but when you're with people, maybe not on the show now, when you're with people normally, is this something do you feel somehow about it? And what's the body language you get?
From them or from me?
Both.
Okay,
general, what's the atmosphere like? Do you guys still feel shy or embarrassed?
A lot of people don't believe that I got married as a virgin.
Yes, because you're a sexologist. You talk about and think and do everything sex. They think, you must be what they call Gbologbo in our local palate.
No, but that's now,
yes,
right? Even before being a sexologist, right? People didn't believe I got married as a virgin, right? Because I'm very outspoken, I'm very vocal, I'm very outgoing, I'm an extreme extrovert. So there's this saying that all mouth and no power. So we use our mouth first. I'll talk. People will think that this person is talking like that. For one, my mom didn't believe it. Yeah, my mom didn't believe it. My parents felt they didn't. I didn't school in Lagos. I didn't do my secondary education in Lagos. I did it away from home. So my parents still have that mindset that they didn't train me. So whoever trained me there must have been loose with me.
Wow.
So my parents didn't believe I was a virgin until he said so.
Wow.
Yeah, and for us, as marriage counselors also, it's something that we are proud to also tell our people, and to tell them that, hey, it's worth it to keep yourself, Not that there's any crown, but you're honoring God and you're also doing it so that you can learn together and grow together in the sex journey. So for us, that's just
So there are people that actually marry as virgins because people, like Vera said earlier on, people make it look like, oh, everybody's jumping around. So there are loads and loads of people that are keeping themselves.
in our 8-9 years of also counseling, we've also wedded counseled virgins, and giving them technique. We'll keep checking up on them. How far is it? So
I was even a couple we even had to we had to tell the man how to prepare the because that was lockdown period. There was no hotel then. How to prepare the home for the wife to come in and set the atmosphere for her first experience.
Wow, that's interesting because I had a couple too that the wife was a virgin. I think he was not, but the wife was a virgin, and it took them about 2 years to have sex for the first time. It took them about 2 years. So because these are the things that make people, feel there's no benefit to getting married as a virgin. The stress is just too much. So what do you have to say about that? Is it true? What do you have to say? What are the perks? Is there benefits? What are they? And this mindset people have that I don't want to marry a virgin. I want to marry somebody that's very experienced. Help me speak it to it.
Okay. There are benefits. Trust me, there are benefits in getting married to a virgin and being a virgin. So there's something about lights coming on for both of you at the same time. Now, two of you are on the same pedestal, so you are learning each other. Now you've not practiced with somebody else's body and coming to now meet your own spouse. Two of us, we are novices, so we are starting from the beginning together. This is where I want you to come in. This is where. So for us, we didn't even know where. So this is where he's coming in. This is where I'm receiving him from. Okay, oh, you touched me here. I liked it. How about you stay there? Oh, no, let's try somewhere else, right? So for us, we learned together, and it was our own bodies. So I'm not coming in with somebody else's experience and putting it on him, imposing or putting pressure on him based on what somebody else has done to me. No, I'm coming in like, I don't know anything, clean slate. So let's chart our course together, I remember the night after our wedding. I don't know if you remember. You had a conversation with my husband.
Oh, I totally don't remember.
The day after our wedding, we came to the church office, and then it was a conversation you guys had, and you were like, how? He now said, we're two blind people on a journey. You now said, receive your sight together. It was really funny, but it's true. The fact that we're going on the journey together. There's no prior expectation. There's no baggages. There's no spirits. There's no expectation. We're just an open book.
You're not marking somebody's script on.
Yes. So we are filling our marking scheme by ourselves, fresh as we want it. So we are learning along the line. We are improving, and we are getting better.
Wow. Do you want to add to that?
Yeah, no, it's like I just mentioned, no baggages. That's what really helps for us, that no prior, nothing. You're not bringing any kind of expectation from somewhere else, that will distort the love and the growing up together. So
because most of these people that even portray that they've been having sex up and down, they don't come back to tell people the real experience. It's us counselors that once in a while we are privy to see what's going on. Inside, those people that have told you they've jumped on the fan and everything. What happens usually is that there's a high level of disappointment in that marriage when they start. So you see people say, I'm not sexually satisfied in my marriage with my husband or my wife. I say, compared to what? Compared to what? Most times it's a comparison of the experiences you've had. So they don't come back and tell you that, our being wayward, our being disobedient to the principles of God is we're paying for it. They don't come back and tell you. They don't come back and tell you the fact that, because we were sleeping around when we were not married, we couldn't control ourselves also when we were married. Because see, most times when people get my husband cheated, my wife cheated, I'll ask, were both of you cheating before you got married? Yeah, so, we'll find out that they most likely were cheating together on God or cheating on God's principles. Then now they want to enter marriage and be like, no, let's not cheat anymore. It's not going to work like that. You've built an appetite of stealing, an appetite of taking something that is not yours. So by the time you get married, you find out that you still need to face that challenge of self-control that you skipped. You skipped the class when you were single, thinking that marriage will solve it. Marriage does not stop sexual temptation. So if you can't have, self-control before marriage, you'll struggle with it in marriage. All right. Every fornicator is most likely an adulterer in training. All right. That's where you learn it from. So people need to know there are loads and loads of benefits. We have loads of videos we've done about that. But coming back to you guys, so did you plan to marry virgins? Let me even ask that. When you knew that I was virgin, you were saying, I'm going around this world to look for the last Nigerian virgin. Is that what you were thinking?
In that context, no, I wasn't particularly looking for a virgin or non-virgin. I basically wasn't even interested.
In which one?
Whether you're a virgin or you're not a virgin. Yeah. Well, for me, right, I didn't get born again quite early in life. So all those days that my parents did not trust me, I wasn't born again. So by the time I got born again, I understood that keeping my virginity was not just because of God, also for my own benefit. So that was when I actually said, you know what, we've kept it this long, we're going to wait, right? So I think it was at our second or third outing that I also found out that he was a virgin. The most important thing on my mind was genotype.
Okay. Because you were what? You were AS?
I am AS. Yes. So genotype was the first thing on my mind, and the moment you had that out of the way, right? Okay, so another thing a lot of people think doesn't happen to Christians is feelings. We're humans who have the feelings. So it was in one of those high-tensioned environments we got talking and we said, you know what, no, we're not doing this. We've waited this long, we're going to wait till the end. Yeah, that was it. So I wasn't announcing I'm a virgin, or I'm waiting for a virgin, no, I wasn't. I just knew that I was keeping myself.
So were you looking for a virgin?
No. Not really.
Because I don't trust two of you.
Not really. Okay, as at the time I joined DCC, started love, dating, and sex. All right, you kept hammering on honoring God, and that you must keep yourself, really. So at that time, I had already made my conviction on it, but your preaching and your word reinforced it and made it stronger. So at that time, it was not something.
So both of you did not secretly say, I don't mind anybody, but if I can find virgin, it will be good. All right. Just for those that are wondering, yes, there are benefits to marrying as a virgin. There are three major things I want to touch on. The first one is that definitely you'll be honoring God, and that builds an atmosphere and a foundation for your marriage. That both of you live in a way that you honor God. You see, anybody trying to convince you to break God's principle now will also continue that lifestyle. In other areas, it might be finances, it might be also sex, it might be other areas. So it won't change. You're laying a foundation. So it's good that both people come together on the foundation of we both want to honor God. We both fear God. We both respect God's principle. It's a good sign. Second reason, of course, the baggage is like they mentioned. You're not coming with any expectation, you're not coming with any experiences. One of the things that make people not enjoy sex in their marriage is that they have too many experiences. They're used to somebody that spins them on the fan. Then now you're not coming and marry somebody that cannot spin on the fan. So you're saying, is that how they do? And we've seen couples like that where the wife says, is that how they're doing? Is that your mate are doing it? I'm telling you, in the act, because the guy is totally clueless. And she's coming with that expectation of, she has slept with me 5, 10, 20 men. And these men have different level of skill. And that's why you're coming to meet a guy that is just learning or has slept with only one person. He can't be as good as 5 different men. So you set yourself up for appetites you would never be able to fulfill. And the third reason I'm going to major on, I'm not counting the STDs and the unwanted pregnancies and all those things, but the third one I'm going to major on is and it's one most people criticize, but it's a very valid one, presenting yourself to your spouse as a virgin. Most people say, he's not, I don't care about my, no, you've not met somebody you love. The day you meet somebody you love or marry somebody you love, you will find out that really, why was I messing around? I would have actually kept this thing for this person because he deserves it, he's worth it. So people don't get it. They think it's just our parents that were saying it. No, it is a thing. When you keep yourself and present, just the way you present yourself to God as a living sacrifice, it'll be good on your wedding night to present yourself to your spouse as brand new. All right? You will feel so when you love the person. If you don't love the person, you'll be saying, hey, it doesn't matter. If you really love the person, you'll find out that, hey, I didn't need to have been sharing what belongs to you to other people. You know, so it makes sense, it matters. Okay, so you guys married as adults. Basically, you were not kids. How old were you when you married? Do you remember?
Okay, for me, I was 30.
Wow, you're a full grown man. You were,
25.
you were 25. So, was it that you didn't have opportunities, you know, from 0 to 30 to, you know, have sex? Not with each other, I'm talking about generally. You know, keeping yourself from 0 to 30, did you have any challenges? 0 to 25, did you have opportunities?
Yeah, so they were now enough. You know, growing up, there are people that you just like, really, you know, and finding yourself in that situation. Like, for me, I gave my life to Christ quite early, you know, started in the fellowship and all those stuff. It was being drummed in our hearing, you know, and but when you get to that point, you just remember Joseph. You just remember all those things will just come to your mind, you know. So, but most times we don't just wait. We run, like the Bible will say, flee. Yeah. So there was numerous opportunities, numerous. You know, when you go for some camp meetings in secondary school, those times, and somebody's just getting close to you, and you are seeing other people doing it in one corner like this, you just say, man, this is why am I relaxing, you know? Even when I was working in a company before, and we go for conferences. They put only you in a room, you know, in a hotel room, and every other person is in the morning. They are telling you about they are talking their escapades, and you are just there and just don't have juice.
Funny enough, people he worked with actually thought that I was sexually active. Yeah. First, because of that's society helps judge you. I graduated from University of Lagos. I used to be a hostess, so I used to go for ushering jobs. And the general notion of ushers is their one-night stands. So when the pay is not good enough, you follow the big men back home and stuff like that. Funny enough, the first time he said it to me was I had finished one job quite late at night, and I was coming out. I saw his car parked out. I was like, "Okay, what are you doing here?" You know. So he took me home that late. Took me home to my father's house that late, and then I was on the way. He now opened up to me that, you know, that's pressure now. His colleagues don't believe that he's dating a Unilag girl that does ushering jobs, and nothing is happening. You know, and so that was one aspect. The other aspect was nothing is happening with you. It's definitely happening with somebody else, based on the kind of jobs I was doing. You know, and you won't totally blame them because there are people doing these things.
Yes, oh, definitely.
There are people doing these things, so you won't blame them totally. So yes, I also had opportunities to say, you know what, I had opportunities from secondary school.
Yeah, girls usually get opportunities.
I had opportunities from
nobody
I had opportunities from secondary school, and I mean, my father was not there, my mother was not there. Chop and clean mouths, nobody will know. Yeah. And that's actually had mates, sets girls that used to scale fence to go to clubs, and then come back, you know, and stuff like that. These things happened in school, you know. But that also that's where the home training comes in, right? Because at that age, I wasn't born again, but I would keep hearing my mother's voice in my head. Remember the child of whom you are. Whatever you do, I will find out and I will deal with you. So for then, that age, it was fear of my parents that kept. Till I now got born again, and then I became fear of not pleasing God. So you see, that fear now had translated from, because now who the authority that is responsible for me had kind of shifted. So the fear had moved from fear of my parents to fear of not pleasing God. Yeah. So that was what kept me, basically. Were there opportunities? So many.
Wow. There was a particular conference we went for, and my colleagues, they really wanted to know, why is this guy like this? So they barged into my room. They barged into my room. They barged into. They say this guy is doing this thing. He's just slick about it. He doesn't want us to know. They barged into my room. They saw my laptop. I was playing message. They said, what type of Anamu be this one? They were so angry. They were so angry. I said, what am I doing with this? So most times, societal pressure, they also want you to be among the crew, you know. Anytime I come and speak to them, they say, if you're not doing it now, when you get married, don't worry, your own will be worse than our own. I said, what type of principle is that one? All right, so those pressures were there, but I didn't
So generally, guys were determined
yeah.
to stay virgins. So it's something happened, because the reason I'm saying this is that some people are virgins not because they wanted to, they didn't just have the opportunity. So they didn't have a man, they didn't have a woman around them. Yes, I mean people like that. Or some people are virgins because they are troublesome. They are just totally not relational. So nobody even wants to hang out with them. So it's not because they were trying to be virtuous. So but in your own case, you guys were determined to be virgins, right? All right. Okay, so, wedding night. Let's go to wedding night. So before wedding night, there was premarital counseling, and they talked about sex in your class.
We didn't finish our class because
we didn't get that class.
Wow.
Okay, our counselors, they moved. They moved, So
we didn't have that class. So our sex class, we had it during training to become marriage counselors.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So
we didn't have any form of preparation.
Okay, tell me about wedding night. Pre-wedding night, then the wedding night itself. Pre-wedding night, what was going through your mind?
Okay, for pre-wedding night, for me, I was expectant.
Were you jogging around the room, kind of thing, the night before?
Friday, I had somebody that paid till like Thursday for me. I said, since you have this, they paid for almost 1 week for me. I said, okay, finish yourself, And I checked in on the Friday. I was relaxing. Nothing should disturb me. I was just chilling. I'll just go downstairs, take juice, eat, and just for that, waiting for the next day. I told them too that this MC everything they should cut it, cut. No, if you want to cut cake, don't bring 3 people that will come and tell you the color. What do you see? I said, I don't even want all those nonsense. I said, I beg, let's go straight to the point. Make sharp. And true to it, by 4:35 we were done that day, and and it was an environmental sanitation day. We started late. I remember everything very well. I just got to the hotel,
Okay, wait, don't tell me about the hotel. So I want to know about pre-wedding night. Okay. So Vera, tell me about your own pre-wedding night. Were you mindful of the fact that, hey, I'm finally going to...
No. Because we had an agreement that nothing will happen on the wedding night.
Which kind of agreement?
Yes. So it actually helped me. I was busy, dancing with my friends, making noise. I was just screaming, I'm getting married. My father was upset. My mother was irritated. I and my friends were just excited. I'm getting married, we just shouted. And then, because most of my bridal children were from camp and then long-time friends. So it was like a catch-up for us. That was my pre-wedding night. Prior to then, so there's this thing about wedding nights. Just like when they say first kiss. So I heard somebody said, you may now kiss the bride. She now turned her face away. The pastor now started laying hands on them to pray. You will never reject your husband. And I was like, do they know the amount of pressure society has put on her for that first kiss? So I had...
Did they force her to come to that?
It had translated in my head as also that wedding night sexually. So I told my husband, I said, guy, see that night, we can do it any other night. But see that night, let's just not do anything. Not because of the fact that I don't want to do it, but just because of the pressure. I don't want to feel pressure to please or not. Let's just sleep. Which he agreed.
I'm laughing.
Yeah,
already?
He agreed.
Okay.
So my pre-wedding night, nothing. Just I played, had fun. Wow. I was just happy. You should have seen me. You are my wedding now. My dance on my wedding day. I used all my energy. I used all my energy, you know. I was just happy because I knew that it was just gone. And
Please, the other veggies watching here, don't waste your energy dancing. Please, divide your energy. There's one you dance outside, the one you dance inside. Please, go ahead.
there was practically no preparation. For
They're coming with your church mind.
I was going with my church mind. I was going with my church mind. Aside from the fact, okay, so my bridal shower, they had bought me all the lingerie, all the everything that I didn't know how I was going to use them. They just bought a lot of things. I packed them in the box, plus the ones I know that I will really wear. The ones I will really wear, that's my normal jeans and top. The normal things I will wear, I packed them on top of the ones they bought for me. So there was really nothing pre, then wedding night.
So in your mind, you were thinking you would come wedding night and join Hallelujah Challenge and worship team.
There's so many other things we could do, which we did though.
Okay. So wedding night, so wedding night, what happened?
So we got back from the reception, got to the hotel, because we didn't have time to take pictures before, so all our wedding pictures were taken in the hotel after the wedding. So photographer, the whole crew followed us back, finished everything, left. So for me, people are helping us with spending the time. They finished, a couple that a friend of ours came, you know, we just went downstairs, ate, left, time was going. So when it was just us, I went into the bathroom, locked the door. Struggled with my wedding dress. Removed my wedding dress, dressed up fully. Came out, folded the wedding dress, kept it. He was just there looking at me. Then I brought out the money they sprayed us from the wedding, then emptied it on the bed. So we started counting money. Finished counting money.
Distraction technique.
I counted money, removed tithes, you know, we said, okay, so what I'm going to do? Started planning. I'm just conversation. And so I got tired. I packed everything and I laid down and I slept. I thought the person I'm in covenant with would honor our agreement. So I lay down to sleep, and then in the middle of the sleep, started feeling crawling, things all over my body. I was like, sir, we're supposed to be on the same page. So I got up, like, what's happening? I said, I can never forget. Somebody that has been fasting for this long, God has prepared a table before him, and you say he should not eat. There was nothing I said that worked.
Okay, pause there. I want to hear from your own side a bit, so get to this point before she continues. Hi there. Thank you for showing interest in our ministry and for seeking counseling or any of our resources. My name is Kingsley Okonkwo. I'm the founder and president of Love, Dating and Marriage Ministries. We're a ministry committed to helping people have better marriages, you know, and better relationships. We have spanned right now close to 3 decades of doing this. I believe you are here to seek counseling or some support. I want to let you know that we have a great team of dedicated and trained counselors. So even if you cannot speak to me directly, even if you cannot book a session with me personally, I want you to be rest assured that any of my team members you get to talk with will give you the same quality of advice and help that I would give you. And guess what? I still kind of oversee what they do. So hey, somehow you'll still be getting my personal touch in your counseling session. So hey, don't let booking me personally limit you. Take advantage of all our trained counselors. There are people that have worked with me over the years and people I can really vouch for. I'm looking forward to hearing with you and getting feedback from you. God bless you.
All right, so I was just playing along all the whole stuff, you know. I was just playing along. All the people that came, I was saying, okay, but people should do and just be. I don't. We'll go see Jesus later. Just come, just you know. Those ones they left. We did all the pictures, all the stuffs, you know. To my greatest amazement, she now brought money. I said, we are not owing anybody, sister. We are not owing anybody. You know, there's no, yes, we can do this thing tomorrow. But she was just using all those things. I said, okay, maybe it's part of the love process that will ginger the the whole thing, you know. We finished. The next thing was that sister started to sleep. As in, it was just something else. As in, it was something else. You know. So I said, okay, let me not rush. So, I said, okay, let me not rush. Let them not accuse me of rape this early. So I was just trying to see how I could get her attention and everything. We now had that conversation. I said, this gentleman has been fasting. When God has now prepared the table, why can't we have the feast of unleavened bread? You know? let's see how this thing goes. Let us start this thing here now. And she was just, she started whining and I said, okay. No, wait, she didn't agree like that. After some trying to convince her, she still did not. I was all aroused, you know, till the point where I just got up from the bed. I went to the wardrobe. I just opened it. I just slammed it. Bah! No. That first day I did. I slammed it. I said, what is this? And I said, and I saw that she was now, you know, not really comfortable. So I just went there. I just cuddled her. I just said, okay, well, since this journey was not able to be accomplished today, yes. So I said, okay, let us. I've been patient all this while. Let me not do something that will hurt her own feelings.
So nothing happened that night.
Nothing, no. Past.
So wait, Vera, you were happy. Vera, you were happy that nothing happened that night? Because we were not happy. So hope you were happy.
Happiness is okay. So as much as we did not do anything per se that night, right? I wasn't happy with the fact that we've something we don't talk. Why are we now scattering it now? You know, and then he had touched me basically, and I was getting excited, but at the back of my mind, part of the reasons why we couldn't even do anything was I didn't know what to do. You know, so as much as I liked what he was doing, I didn't know what to do. So I said, you know what, let's get prepared. So I was just trying to say, you know what, let's calm down, let's calm down. Tomorrow will be better. Tomorrow will be better, you know.
So what happened the next day?
Okay, the next day we had our bath and we came to church. Yes. Okay, well, we come ready on Saturday now. The next day was Sunday. We came to church the next day. We had to move from that. Then I had to go and move my things from my parents' house. I had to tell family members that traveled from basically all those places. Okay, I know the question asking what happened in the room the next day. Yes. So in the room the next day, we tried.
This was in the night or in the morning before church?
No, we've gone to church, we've come back, we've settled everybody, returned wedding gown. As usual, I tried to do plenty things to distract. Yes. So finally got back to the hotel room and then I said, okay, let's try. So this time around that we did not succeed was not because we did not want to. It was now because we didn't know how to. Right. So it was a question of we are both excited. We both want to do this thing, but we could not. We couldn't. Like what was that English he used? He said to me that your cervix is too inside, your vagina is too inside. How does he say your vagina is too far that he can't reach?
It's Ota. It's a Lagos Ota.
He said it's too far. We can't reach. I said, you know. So second day, third day. So now, it took us 4 days.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
So
4 days.
I think the second day now I was ready. We were both ready. It wasn't working. So now I was not getting frustrated. So the third day I called. I had to phone a friend. I called because now we didn't have counselors to talk to. My elder sister, I don't have such conversations with her then. So I had to call a friend that I knew that I could have such a conversation with. Oh God, it was a good decision, but she said, "What's wrong with you? As a, you know when they say we have pet you enough, now it's to use tough love. Yeah. What's wrong with you? 15-year-olds, 12-year-olds outside there are doing it and getting away with it. You that have license to do it, you are saying, what's your problem? They should now use Igbo. Say, Jaihukuge.
Translate meaning?
Meaning I should spread my legs wide. Yeah. You know, and then when she said that to me, turned off the phone, I came back to him. I said, yeah, if you know what to do, have your way. So the major problem was the fact that my mind was not yet ready. Then my body too didn't know how to react. So everything I was experiencing was new to me, right? And then, so after she had said what she said to me, I had to start looking for. So she sent me to a particular site, a Christian site that talks about sex and marriage. So she sent me to a Christian site. So I looked it up. I saw positions that could help with the disvirgining process that will make it easier, you know. So, that was when I saw the lubricant thingy, you know, and then I shared it with him. He was like, anything, let's just get this over and done with. So, and then she also said to me that no matter what he does, in as much as I've been told that I will feel pain, that is all in my head. She said, the pain is in your head. So whatever he's doing to you, see it from a place of love. Someone who loves you would not want to deliberately hurt you. So if you are screaming out of pain, he would pull out because he doesn't want to hurt you. That is elongating the process. So the earlier she said, endure it. This is first stage. When you get to labor, that's another stage. She said, you're a woman, endure it so that you can encourage him to finish what he has started. So long as he does not finish, both of you will be frustrated. So on the 4th day, we started again. I was better. He was better. But like he said, the canal was long. So he had to prop me up, get pillows to prop me up and stuff. And then first time it didn't work. Second time I started getting agitated, so I started screaming. So he was so upset. He banged the wardrobe door. What's the meaning of this rubbish? I said, come. It's okay. Just come. And that was it. It was the 4th day, the day before our wedding Thanksgiving. And that was our last day in the hotel. I think that was another thing she said to me. She said, instead of you to enjoy AC, you want to go where there's no lights, I gotta do it. Better enjoy AC now and move on with your life. So that was the last day, and that was when we were finally able to have proper penetrative sex.
So, if I ask my questions, tell me how those final days were before it finally happened.
It was frustrating, very, very, very frustrating when you are, okay, yes, no experience, but let's just see how we can help ourselves. There's no point, we are here now, there's no point being afraid, you know. There's no judgment. There's nobody that is against us now. So let's just see how we can come together, make this thing work, you know. So my frustration was that she kept panicking all over and over. And okay, I actually felt that okay, if I do something that would, she would now calm down. You know, that's why I took that strategy. I just went there to, you know, cause some disruption, so that so that any kind of panic would also go away. You know, and it worked a bit. It worked really. So. All right, so that was just.
So the challenge was that you couldn't penetrate at that time. Okay. Were you lubricated, or did you have to use?
It was later we now got the information about the lubrication, the lubricant. Yes, that's what we now.
Okay. Interesting. Interesting. So, for you, Vera, how did you move from being a virgin, a novice, taking 4 nights to have sex for the first time, to being a sexologist? What has changed? Because right now, you coach people on sex. Right now, you are very knowledgeable. You are like a sex expert. You know plenty positions and all. How did you move from that virgin, novice, scared to have sex, took 4 nights to have sex, to being a professional sexologist today?
Okay, so I channeled my frustration after the experience I had, which I blamed on lack of knowledge, lack of information, right? I made up my mind that no woman should go through what I had to go through, right? So I actually became more vocal about talking about it. I became more vocal. I had this experience again after my first baby, because I had episiotomy. I think that's the medical term for it. I had a tear, so they had to stitch me. I had a 3.9 kg baby, so they had to stitch me. So it was like this virgining me afresh, right? So, so imagine moving from not knowing to trying to enjoy, discovering ourselves, and then totally shut down again. So it was affecting my mind. So I thought to myself that, okay, there should be some sort of information out there that is clean. Because once you type sex on YouTube, what you see is pornography. Once you type sex on Google, what you see is dirty, basically, which is what the world has turned sex to be, right? And this is not what I want, and this is not how I know it to be. So I searched for content. I actually went for a 3 or 6 weeks course. Yes, I went for a course on sex in marriage by a Christian organization too. So I learned how I had to unlearn, yes, and then started learning how to enjoy sex myself. Now the narrative sometimes is mostly on the women aspect, is that you are there to please your husband, right? So I learned that you're not just pleasing him, it's even more pleasurable to him when you are also enjoying it. It's both of us doing this thing and having fun and being happy doing it. That was why I learned about orgasm. All the thing we are doing since, it was not inclusive, yes. So that was where I learned about orgasm. That was how I learned how to. So while I was doing this course, you do now, you practice. You practice. So while doing all these things, I was also carrying my husband along. So they had assignments and stuff to do with the spouse, right? So we were both learning. And then talking, I don't know how to have friends that my age mates, my friends do. My friends are either way older than me or way younger than me. So when I'm talking to those that are younger than me, and we're talking about, we're about to get married, I say, hey, so have you done the sex class? Have you taught you this? No, we don't have, they don't talk about it here. I say, hey, really, why? Don't worry, when you're ready, we'll come, we'll talk. Spoken to 1, 2, 3 people, and then with counseling. Before, when we used to counsel, we just used to read that part, But we also noticed that while reading that part, I get more interested. That's one topic I'm more interested in. So I started seeking for knowledge on sex. And I could see that these materials and resources are out there. It's just that because we are not talking about it, the perverse ones, it has made their own voices louder, right? Yeah.
So from when you started having sex, now, at what point did you start having orgasms? Because you mentioned that you were just doing it, and this is how many people just do it. And they never really, especially the women, men always have orgasm, but the women. So how long did it take for you to get to the point where you really started enjoying sex? And what happened?
Okay, I really started enjoying sex after that training I did. I had my daughter 3 years after marriage. So postpartum, basically in the fourth year, going on the 5th year, just before I took in from, that's why I took in for my second child, yes.
Wow, so you did 4 years of just doing it.
We're just doing it.
And this has to put it for life, really.
We're just like, we're happy because we don't have any, there was nothing to compare it with, right? We're happy, you know, but we also was that course now that opened our eyes that there's more to this. And then this more is not dirty.
Yes.
So because we came in as novices, and then with what the world has put out there, that sex is dirty and all whatnot, you think that this thing you're doing, let you be doing it and doing it. Is this how Jesus wants it? No. You know, when I found out that this thing I was, knowledge I was seeking was also in a Christian environment and stuff like that, I found out that we can also have more. We can also do more. We can explore. Our bodies are, let's say, have elasticity. You know, it can bend, it can get back. No, God creates something. It can bend, it can get back to its initial position. It can go overboard, you know, so long as there's a constant communication between the parties involved. In this case, both of us, right? You're doing something, I don't like it. Oh, no, let's not do this. Let's try something else. I'm not comfortable here. You know, it made my second pregnancy beautiful. A lot of people have issues with sex and pregnancy. Oh no, it was. I tell people I had sex till the last day.
And the interesting thing about her starting to enjoy the sex, really, you know, getting orgasm, is when she found out the actual stuff that we needed to be doing. You know, the first time, it wasn't really pleasurable for me, but after I did it and she was really happy, you know, I said, I'll have to sacrifice it until we get something else that we can do. All right. So at that time, it used to take all my strength. You know, it's every strength in me. When I'm done like that, I say, oh, more.
So you were not enjoying it so much then?
No. Yes, I wasn't really enjoying it.
See, he wasn't enjoying what makes me have an orgasm. He wasn't enjoying it, but he was doing it for me. Yeah. Okay. And the fact that I was enjoying it, he had to start.
So you guys now have been able to find a balance. Exactly. So basically, you know, people should not have expectation that from the first day, from the first week, to just be skyrocketing. It doesn't always happen like that. Sometimes you need to take time to learn each other's body and find a system and synchronize.
You don't know of the body, doesn't even understand your body totally. Yeah. There's some parts of my body that I didn't even know existed. Yeah.
At that first day, you won't be breaking all the plates, going, brah, all those things you see in movies. No. All those things, they acted them, you know. you come and face real life, really. It's not movie.
Okay. So more questions before we go. And by the way, for those that are thinking or asking, we have courses we're working on that will help married women, that will help virgins, that will help married men, that will help male virgins to prepare for the wedding day, to prepare for sex, and to spice up their sex life. So all those courses are coming. Please make sure you have subscribed to this channel. Make sure you are following us on all platforms. In fact, send us your, reach out to us, your email, your WhatsApp number, so that when these things come out, you can know. And even if you want to be trained to be a sexologist, all these things we're going to provide for you. So please keep in touch with us. Okay, now, last 2 questions. Speak to people that are young and single. How can they keep themselves to, you know, the wedding day? All right, so you speak to that first, and after that, we'll speak to people that are about to get married and are either virgins or novices. Or even if they're not virgins, what preparation should they have? So those 2 things.
Okay, let me do for the single. Then she should do. For the single, you have talked for some things. One, in preparing yourself, to keeping yourself, one, you must understand that you must honor the Lord. It's very key. It's very key. Without that, you know, Pastor K always say that if you are a fornicator, you know, while you are single, it will transit. It will transit. Is an adulterer in training. All right, to transit. You will transit to that and you are building an appetite that that you don't even have control over. All right, you're building that appetite that you don't have control over. Then number two, watch what you take into your mind. You know, there was one of the videos that they shot, and one of the major points was that the greatest sex organ for you is your mind. If you can keep your mind from all those lustful thoughts, all those lustful images, all those lustful actions, you are over 50% done. All right, it keeps you together. Then to also your company. Hey, that one is really the main thing. If your friends are sex escapades, they tell you all their escapades. You know, hey, this one, I don't count scores with this one. No. You know, you
call it body count.
Yeah, you know. So it will engineer you to want to try. So keeping yourself, you have to watch what you put in your mind, honor the Lord, then watch your friends. Watch your circle of influence, and make sure that you now put yourself in the things in the place of God, where you can serve other people. See that, okay, hey, you are doing something for God. You are serving other people. You are seeing how to appreciate other people. All right. With that, I think you'll be really good. You'll be really good.
Yeah, because another thing from your story too, I think being intentional is also important. And you even dating somebody that is on the same page. Because it would have been more difficult if
one person wanted it.
Yes.
to pressuring the other person, and there's no way that one day the person won't fall. So I discovered that both of you were on the same page about it. So for those people that are single, when you start a relationship, those are part of things you discuss. I'll be like, hey, I want to honor God with my body. I want to honor God with my marriage. So make sure the person you are dating or you're in a courtship with also has the same view. All right, I actually have a whole video titled "So You Want to Save Sex Till Marriage." It's on the channel too. You can see it. Because if you want to go and date somebody that is planning to commit sin, planning to drag you to hell, it's going to be difficult for you to be yoked to that person.
So even like this point was very, very key. You know, both of us being determined. There were days that I almost lost it, because it's not that I just determined that, and you know, she will say no. All right, because it's if the two of you, your head is not together, it will go. So one person keeps watch at every time, you know. And usually for sex, it's usually the women that has the key. Most times. If you are a lady and you throw away the key, the guy would do it and repent. But at that time, the guilt and everything, it will multiply from there.
That's very important, because sometimes people like to argue when we say this thing, like, it's only women that should focus on self-control. We're not saying that men also need self-control, but generally, how it normally works in life is that men determine when security happens in the marriage or in the relationship, which is marriage. Women determine when sex happens in the relationship. So that's usually how it works. This is why when a man proposes, the woman is excited, because like he's giving her something special to her. You see, that's the same way men jump when you tell them they can have sex. Yes, that's the same way. So that's how it happens. So women generally, because their sex drive is not at the same pace. This doesn't mean there are not some women that have high sex drive. So don't get me wrong, people just like to argue for arguing's sake. So generally understand, what we're saying is scientific, it's biology, it's basic biology. A man is full of testosterone, a woman is full of estrogen. So testosterone is the sex hormone. So generally men battle self-control more. This is why men make more dumb decisions when it comes to sexuality. Women make more dumb decisions when it comes to emotional love. So a woman can be following a man that has no business following because he love him. Because that's where she needs to have self-control, her emotions. All right, so it's just part of life. Okay, so good. So that's you don't have anything to add to this for single people?
Single people, there. He has covered it.
Okay, now, people getting married like tomorrow, getting married like next week, what advice do you have for them? What should they do?
People getting married as virgins.
Whether virgins or even non-virgins. Mix the two.
Okay, so
You can start with one.
people getting married as virgins, right? My advice to you is seek knowledge, seek counsel. There's resources out there right now. At least we are putting out good resources out there for you. For the woman, for both of you, I would advise you get a lubricant, because your body doesn't really know what is happening at that time. Your body, it's how do I put it? It's foreign. the feelings they're going through at that time are foreign, right? So to help you, to make sure that you don't have pain and to make sure you don't injure yourself, you get a water-based lubricant. Then tell yourself, prepare your mind that I'm going to enjoy this thing with my husband, and my husband is going to enjoy having sex with me, right? You have to prepare your mind for what you're going to do. Because for me, I wasn't even prepared both physically, mentally, or otherwise. I was just going to enjoy my wedding, right? So then for those that are not, what's that thing called? They're not virgins and going into marriage. Either way, if you've had sex with each other before you got married, the moment you get married is a different ball game. Mm-hmm. It's a different ball game. So when you've crossed that line of marriage, it's as if you are new to this thing. What you've been doing since is fornication. Now this is the real certified sex, right? I would advise that you come in to clear your mind, declog your mind. Whatever you've done before, whatever experience you've gathered, declog your mind. Clear it, knowing that as I'm coming in here, coming with zero expectations. I'm going to enjoy this thing with my spouse. Same things I said to the single person, but the difference now is that don't come in with your baggage. Don't come in with Tolu, Tayo, Dozier into a marriage with Femi. You know, don't come in with Titi and all what into a marriage with Kelechi. You know, get rid of every past experience you've had, even if the past experience you've had is with the person that you're getting married to, right? Get rid of every past experience you've had, renew your mind, and then get ready to enjoy your sexual experience with your wife in your marriage.
All right, for people about to get married, when you are getting closer to the date, the heat increases. All right, so try not to put yourself in compromising situations where you'll be tempted. Because your mind will also tell you that it's on Saturday now. We can just, nothing, all right. So, but try and avoid all those compromises or compromising situations and finish the line, finish strong, all right, and take the honor from God. That's just it, all right. So for me, that's just
all right, fine. You mentioned those that need lubricants, mental preparation, physical preparation.
Yeah, so for the physical preparation, like I've said before, prepare yourself. If you look good, you feel good, you'll also be able to give good, right? So for the woman, get yourself lingerie, things that make you feel and look sexy for your partner.
You should just wear boxers.
People don't have people don't need to see. Abi, the woman does not need to see. We are the ones that need to see. So give his eye work. Give him back-to-back contents. That's when he gets in, there's excitement.
Don't put too much pressure on each other with over high expectations. There should be a lot of foreplay. Take it slow. Get each other in the mood and all that. And if the first day wasn't great, don't worry. So you have a whole lifetime.
You have a whole lifetime. You have a whole lifetime.
That statistically, they found out that people even have their best sex in their 50s because they've known each other over the years. They really love each other at that age, and they continue. So, hey.
It's a stronger friendship and relationship. Yes.
Hey, all right. I hope this was helpful. It was good having our sexologist share her own stories. Interesting how she moved from being a virgin to being a sex coach. Amazing. Amazing. So, hey, thank you guys for joining in. Don't forget, subscribe to this channel. Follow all our other pages. Follow us on social media, Instagram, Facebook, and the rest. And reach us if you need consultation, counseling, and therapy. All right, we'll be glad to help you. All right. Hey, did you guys enjoy it? Yeah. The whole world now knows your story. All right. Thank you, guys.